Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. I want to start with a quiz question, a trivia quiz question. If you like doing quizzes, you don't be surprised if this one's come up. Who won the first ever Olympic medal for Ireland? And what was the sport in which they won it? Now, of course, Ireland's, we didn't get our independence until the early 1920s. And here's the thing. The first Olympics that Ireland sent athletes to representing Ireland rather than Great Britain was the 1924 Olympics in Paris. And the first ever Olympic medalist was Jack B. Yates. And the sport that he won his Olympic silver medal in was painting. Yes, painting. It used to be in the Olympics that as well as giving medals for sport, they used to give medals for sculpture and painting and other kinds of art. And Jack B. Yates painted a famous painting, The Liffey Swim. It was the famous swim annual swim along the River Liffey, painted in 1923. And that was the silver medal winning entry in the 1924 Paris Olympics in painting. Now, and you can actually, once we come out of this level 5 for coronavirus, I want to tell you, you can actually go and see that painting at the National Gallery. It's well worth going to see. Now, one of my favourite stories about Olympic medals is to do with the actor Hugh Laurie, the comedian. You may have seen him in the TV series House. And he told the story about when he was a teenager, he was looking for something in his house that he had lost. And he was in his mum and dad's room and he was going through his dad's sock drawer. And there in the drawer, he picked up one of his dad's pairs of socks and felt something hard inside and thought, what on earth is this? And he unrolled the pair of socks, and there inside the socks was an Olympic gold medal. And that was how he discovered that his father was an Olympic gold medalist, that he had won a gold medal for rowing in the 1948 Olympic Games. Now, as I heard that story, I was absolutely amazed, because I would say today, anybody that had won an Olympic medal, my goodness, they would be talking about it all the time. They'd be making a huge fuss about it. But Hugh Laurie said this. He said, when it came to humility, my dad was a black belt in humility. And, humility is a quality that we don't see enough of today. We live in an age when people like to boast. They like to loudly declare about how clever they are, how great they are, how wonderful they are, blowing their own trumpet. And that's why I love the story of Hugh Laurie's dad, not even telling his son that he won an Olympic gold medal, and the lad, as a teenager, finding it in his dad's sock drawer. But the Bible has a bit to say about humility. The Bible says that God resists the proud, but God gives grace to the humble. And we're not supposed to be boastful. We're not supposed to be braggarts. We're not supposed to be trying to impress people all the time with our name calling. Instead, God calls us to glorify Him. And that means that we have to learn how to be humble ourselves. Now, humility is not putting yourself down. I love what the Northern Irish writer C.S. Lewis said. He said this: humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself less. I'm going to repeat that because it takes a little while to sink in. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself less. In other words, humility is not denying the good things that you do or pretending that you're worse than you really are. But humility is basically not being self-centered, not thinking that we are the be-all and end-all and the center of the universe, and instead giving glory and attention to its rightful place, which is to God alone. So I would encourage you today, you know what? You may be gifted. You may be talented. I know there's some wonderful people watch these daily inspirational messages, but I want to encourage you today. Don't think less of yourself, but do think of yourself less. And together, let's concentrate on Jesus. And as we do that, God will give us grace as he's promised in his word. Please join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.